Hi again. I want to share something that came up in a meeting I had with a potential client last week. Let's call that potential client Steve. And he said something to me that I hear a lot in business. And Steve said, I feel like a bit of ceiling. My team is good, but we're just not growing anymore. And that made me think of one of my favorite leadership concepts from John Maxwell's brilliant book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, which I highly recommend, by the way. And in that book, law one is the law of the lid. And if you're not familiar with it, the law of the lid says that your leadership ability determines the level of your effectiveness. Your leadership ability determines the level of your effectiveness. Put your teeth in, Kev. In other words, your business can never outperform your leadership. And that means if you, as the business owner, are the lid, your business can't rise above you. So today I want to unpack what that really means, how it shows up, how it could be shown up for you, and how to lift the lid so that your business and your people can grow beyond you. Now, the law of the lid is simple, it's powerful, because your business, your team, your results will never exceed your personal leadership capacity. And if you feel like you have to be the smartest person in every room, or you have to make every decision, or you have to do every task, then your business can only be as strong as your weakest skill. For example, if you're brilliant at operations but weak at marketing, guess what? Your business is going to plateau at the level of your marketing weakness. If you're great at sales but poor at delegation, the lid then becomes your ability to trust and empower others. Now, the law of the lid doesn't just describe a problem, it shines the light on where your next growth opportunity really is. But thinking about it, in my conversation with Steve, he said, I think I'm afraid to fire one of my team members because if she left, I don't know how to do a job. That's the law of the lid in action. And when you build your business around what you can personally do, you create a dependency instead of development. And you start keeping people, not because they're right for the business, because you're afraid you couldn't replace them. And here's the truth. If there's someone on your team who owns all the knowledge or skill in one area and you don't understand it, your business has reached its lid. The growth of your business is capped at the level of that person's ability and your confidence. And that's one heck of a scary place to lead from. Now, I believe that this happens to nearly every business owner because most of us start out as technicians. We're great at the craft, the product, the service, and we think, I'll just work harder and do more myself. But as John Maxwell points out in the book, leadership is about multiplication, not addition. It's not about doing more, it's about building capacity through other people. And here's the kicker. You don't have to be the best at everything in your business. You just have to be good at leading the people who are. So, let me share with you a few ways the law of the lid shows up in real businesses. Let's start with marketing. Let's stick with marketing. Maybe you're not strong at marketing, and that's fine. But if you only recruit people who do it your way, your marketing will never outgrow your understanding of it. Now, I once worked with a business that they went through 2 marketing teams, whole teams, without realizing that the real issue was the owner wanting to approve every detail. But once he learned to manage results instead of methods, things took off for him. Now, he doesn't know exactly how they get 20 warm leads a month anymore, but that's fine. He just knows they do. And it's ethical and it aligns with his company's culture. Think about sales. A lot of owners believe no one can sell like I can. But there are thousands of people in your industry selling similar products, similar services, and some of them will be doing it better than you. And if you believe you're the only one that can do it right, your business is going to be limited to the number of calls or sales meetings that you can make personally. In terms of culture and recruitment, If you can't attract good people, chances are it's not just a talent market issue, it's a leadership lid. Because a great culture attracts great people, whereas a weak culture repels great people. I know business owners that have received hundreds of applicants for a single role because they've built a culture people actually want to join. That's not luck, that's leadership. So, how do you lift that lid? Good question. Well, here's 5 practical ways you can do it. Firstly, you want to hire people smarter than you, because if your ego needs to be the smartest in the room, your business can never grow beyond that. And the great thing is, smart people make you look good because they create results you couldn't create alone. Secondly, manage by results, not process. Focus on what needs to be achieved, not how it needs to get done. You need to define success clearly, then step back and let your people own the path to it. Third, you want to build a culture and clarity. Now, if your team knows the mission, the values, and the non-negotiables, they'll make better decisions without needing you to approve absolutely everything. And that's when growth becomes sustainable. Fourth thing is invest in your own leadership growth. If you want your business to grow, you have to grow first. Read, get coaching, attend leadership workshops. As John Maxwell says, leadership develops daily, not in a day. And then fifth, let go of what no longer needs you. When someone else can do it 80% as well as you can, delegate it. And that's how you create space to lead instead of constantly doing. So, here's my question for you. Where is the Laura lid showing up in your business? Is it in your marketing? Is it in your recruitment? Is it in your leadership? Is it in your systems? Or maybe it's simply your belief that you have to do it all. Because if you can identify where your lid is, you can start lifting it. And that's where real growth begins. Okay. For me, the law of the lid is a tough truth, but it's also empowering because it means the greatest opportunity of growth in your business starts with you. And when you focus on developing your leadership, not just your skills, your whole business rises with you. What is it they say? When a tide rises, all boats rise. So take a moment today to ask yourself, where am I the lid in my business? And what's one thing I can do this week to lift it? Because remember, you don't have to be the best at everything. You have to be the best at leading the people who are. Okay? If you'd like a quick guide to John Maxwell's Law of the Lid and how to apply it in your business, just drop me a message and I'll send it over to you. It's a one-page summary that you can use to check where your lid might be. I'll see you the same time, same place tomorrow. And we're going to be discussing accountability. What is it? How do you implement it so that you can compound the results that your business achieves? You won't want to miss it. I'll see you tomorrow.